Welcome guys, and thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. And today I'm very excited. I am conducting my first interview today. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
And I have my very good friend here, Ryan. Ryan is started his entrepreneurial career back in 1994 with his first successful brick and mortar business. He went on to start his own online direct sales company with one of his best friends, Rich Cook. And that's where me and Ryan actually met about 2.5 years ago. And now he works at a tech startup as COO, and he works in the technology marketing development systems, which is one of his passions that he's pursuing right now. Ryan and I connected because when I met him at his company at a live event, I saw him as very real, humble, like a normal person who I saw that he really wanted to serve others with his company and with a message. And I really noticed that, and I chose to keep connected to him because I look up to you. I look up to him, and now we're good friends. I want to go back to the story you shared with us during that live event, where you shared about your 4 near-death experiences.
Right.
So not one, 4.
4.
And how you had a different outlook on life based on those experiences. If you could share with us, with all of us, a little bit about those 4 near-death experiences and why it wasn't until the last one that you actually really started acknowledging that you could have died.
I won't go into the first 3 because they're not really. I mean, they're fun, but they weren't the key. So I had an incident in my juvenile stage where there was a near-death experience, and then I had 2 car crashes. So one was a flip over, a rollover, and one was a head-on collision. And so those were the first 3. The 4th near-death experience actually happened during the time when I met Giselle. Basically, what happened in that scenario is just that one incident had tore my esophagus and my stomach lining, and so I was bleeding internally and didn't even know it.
Wow.
Yeah, which is it's very scary.
Yeah.
So the next day I was passing out and. Had to go to the hospital, again, just, I won't go into it, but it was very traumatizing, and I had lost a lot of blood over, through that internal bleeding over the couple of days, and the doctors told me that had I not shown up at the hospital, I would have died.
Wow.
And so that was a big eye-opener for me, because I was looking at everybody in the room. And regardless of the 3 previous events, those were very acute. They were traumatic, but at the same time, they were car wrecks. So you get over it or you block it out. You don't really think about it.
Sure.
And everyone was looking at me in the room, and you could, how you can see things on people's faces? Yeah. What I saw on everybody's face is that I was going to die. And it was really, it was scary, because I thought, as entrepreneurs, we're taught to be hard and move forward and work hard and constantly be mentally tough. And that's the state of mind I was in, because I was running this whole company. Sure. And what I realized was that no matter where we're at mentally, we are still physically on this planet. And so through that experience, and almost dying. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks to actually recover from that, because I lost so much blood. I was very weak. When I got through that situation, what I realized is that, it doesn't matter how mentally tough we are, or are not. It's not our choice. We're on this planet for a reason. Giselle is on this planet for a reason. I'm on this planet for a reason. You know what? You're on this planet for a reason.
I agree.
And whether you know what that reason is or not, luckily I feel like we do. But if you don't know what that reason is, I feel like it's very key for your reason to be on the planet is to find the reason.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's so important, because what I realized is any of us could die at any time. And I'm not trying to be morbid or, you know, gray or dark, but here's the thing. If you can get to the point where you remember every single day in a positive way that you can die, that you are going to leave this planet. So, and not walking around thinking about death every single day.
Not being afraid of it.
But not being afraid of it. And remembering that it's more important to appreciate every single moment and every single hour and every single relationship, right? Every single person that you're around. Remember and appreciate those things. So what I took away from that experience was normally... you know, maintaining and having such a great relationship with someone like Giselle. I'm in San Diego, she's in Seattle. You know, I would have never done that. But as an appreciation for that incident, I've taken different things away from that. I love more easily. I love deeper. I treat my friends different. You know, in business, I take more risks because what I've, you know, because what I've realized is that I don't know.
Sure.
But if I don't do it, if I don't try, if I don't at least make that effort, then you know what? I'll never know.
And I noticed that you say a lot like, "What's the worst that can happen?"
Exactly.
I've heard you say that a lot. So
what is the worst?
Yeah.
Right?
True. Yeah.
You could fail.
Yeah.
Your friends don't like you
you're
anymore.
Alive.
You know,
can get another chance.
You're alive.
Right?
You can do it again tomorrow if you make it. So that's the thing that I really want to share with you know, you wanted me to share with your audience is that's why that near-death experience was so important to me, because I realized that from that moment on, there was no reason whatsoever to question, should I or should I not? If it's not dangerous, if it's not illegal, you know, you should. You totally should.
You use death as a reminder.
Purpose.
To live life with a sense of urgency, not to be afraid of death, and it can be taboo to speak about death, and some people get sad or negative, but we should be reminded and use it as beneficial to us, so that we can remember to live life every day, literally as if it's your last day, because you really don't know. It feels like you might live forever sometimes.
Right, we all think that, right?
Especially the young ones out there. But anybody can die, no matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. But use it as a reminder to live with a sense of urgency, to either discover what your purpose is if you don't know, like work on that, and if you know what your purpose is, then don't be afraid of going for it, like putting yourself out there and be vulnerable and just do what it is that you are called to do without thinking about what others are going to think, if you're going to fail, because one day you will be dead, and then you're not going to have the chance to do that, and people will not really care at the end of the day what you did if you decided to go against what your parents said or against what society says.
Right.
So people have their own problems. They care what you think, but not really.
Right.
People care about what they want to do, and but most of us are ego-driven, and we think the world sometimes revolves around us, and that people are looking at us at all times. People care more about what they're going through, and if you can be an example and live out your life and give hope to others that they can also follow their dreams and their purpose, I think you would be doing a good job. Actually be a service to other people.
Totally.
I've heard in the past people saying, oh, think about how many years you have left in life, right? To remind yourself, if you're 40, for example, you might live an average, they say, of about 80 years, you know.
70, 80 years.
70,
right?
80. So if you're 40, you could be like, oh, I have 40 years left.
Right.
It feels like a long time if you say 40 years, right?
Like it's like a whole nother lifetime.
Yes. So.
In theory.
But what Ryan said the other day that I was like, whoa, like it really caught my attention was that it's how many summers you have left. And why don't you tell us the story where you got that
from?
from?
Absolutely. So the concept was introduced to me by a friend of ours, a guy that we know, Tony, down in San Diego, one of the founders of, the founder of Lagunitas. And in a recent interview, I won't go into the whole thing, but basically he sold out to Heineken, and he was asked, well, why would you do that? Because you created this business for yourself. And so he went through, the reasons why. But one of the things that he said is he was like, hey, you know what? He's like, I'm in the later years of my life, and I have
He's 60?
Yeah, I think it was 50 or 60. His reasoning was, look, I built this. This is something that I was passionate about, and now it's spreading around the world. And since that's the key to what the joy that I've been able to put out there, the other key is that I have my friends, I have my family, and I want to spend time with them. And this is going to give me the ability to do that because I only have about 30 summers left. And that was really the key that I clued in on, because I thought, wow, I've never heard it put that way before.
Me neither.
Right? Yeah. 30 summers left. So not 30 years, because when you think of a year, it's 365 days. It's kind of ambiguous. It's just random. But 30 summers. Summers are like, what, 90, 120 days long?
Yeah.
Right? And that's the fun time in life. So when you think about summer, you're going on vacation, you're going hiking, you're hanging out with your friends, going to the beach, whatever region of the world you live in.
Yeah.
But summer is really the key. And so 30 summers left. I thought about that and I was like...
That sounds little.
That sounds little.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That sounds little.
Because now it's just summers. It's not my years. And so that hit me, and we were actually... this was a few weeks ago. We were at a restaurant in San Diego, and a friend of mine there, I was just like wondering if it was just me, like did I just take it a certain way?
Yeah.
And so I talked to my friend Mark, and we were explaining the whole thing, and he just stopped.
Oh wow.
And he was like, wow.
Yeah.
I only have 30 summers left.
Yeah.
And so that was the concept. And I think that if we all, again, it's not about being morbid, it's not about thinking about death, but
getting sad.
It's about making sure that whatever impact it is that we want to make on the planet, whatever time we have left, that we're just truly appreciating that, because we do need to remember that we're going to die. And if we take, our relationships and our friendships and the gifts that we have and give it away, each and every chance that we get, love harder, love deeper, laugh more, have more fun, right? Don't be afraid. I think that if more of us get out there and do that, right, it's going to be a better plan. I do not personally believe that you need to go through 4 near-death experiences or almost die at the hospital to be able to appreciate or have a life-changing focus on what it is you want to get done, or to be able to look and appreciate and be grateful for every single moment of your life, of your friends, of your love, of your family.
My final question, and it'll be, I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this.
Oh wow, surprise. But I like surprises, so
yeah, you do.
Here we go.
Based on your lifetime, everything you've learned, everything you've gone through, right? Including your near-death experiences and every single experience you've ever had in your life. If you could give only one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is like one of those ESPN moments right here. Where you asked the perfect question. I hope I don't start crying on the video here. If I could give one piece of advice to my younger self, and this one is so tough because no one on the call, no one on the video knows this story, but if I could give one piece of advice, I would say, do it. I would say do it. Stop thinking so much. Stop trying to figure out what it is going to please other people. We need to do some more interviews, and this will make more sense to you guys, but seriously, I made choices in my life that I felt were the best choices, to please other people, and now here I am 20, 25, 30 years later, and I'm actually repairing and fixing some of the things that I didn't do 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So again, going back to appreciating the fact that you are alive, I would say stop thinking so much. The more we think about things, Giselle, the more options we come up with, right? Sure. So if you walked in today and you had a decision to make of, am I going to love this person, or am I going to go out on this date, or whatever it is, am I going to call my mom or not call my mom, the more, if it's just 3 choices that you have to sift through, the more you think about it, now the 3 becomes 6, the 6 become 9, the 9 become 20. And now the odds of picking the right decision for your life, and not just for your life, but the relationship that you're fostering, because everything in life revolves around relationships. Sure. Now the odds of picking the right one are lower. So if I could give one piece of advice to my younger self, I would say just do it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
I surprised you with that one.
You did. I was like, oh, what's she gonna ask?
Okay.
It must be the Peruvian in her that does that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me here and trusting me, with your audience and being my friend.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. We've had such a great time over the past couple of days, and appreciate all of you. And I hope that if anything I said impacts any of you in a positive way, then it's awesome, and just all love. Just do it.
Want to thank you guys too for tuning in, and hope that you were able to learn something from Ryan's experience and from our story. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this video with others.
Subscribe.
Down here. Yes, and make sure you share it. If you think it might benefit someone, share with them, and make sure you leave me any comments. If you've gone through a near-death experience, did you learn from it?
Absolutely.
What did you learn from it? Let me know. I love reading stories, and and just thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.